Hi, everybody. It is Kathy, and I love to be selling. Come on in, sellers. Let me know how you are. Get settled in. It was a gorgeous day here in New York today. A little chilly, but nice. I was like in a hoodie and very comfortable. So let me know how you are. Let me know that you can hear me. We're going to get right to work because what I want to talk about is what sets winning sellers apart. And when I look at, and I was looking at a good dozen sellers that I know, and I was looking at qualities that they have in common and things that they do, even though they're very different sellers, very different lifestyles, sell very different categories. Hey, Jenny, good to see you. They all have this trait in common, and it's something I see people overlook. So that's why I wanted to share it with you today. So come on in and settle in. And while you're settling in, hey, Sharon, good to see you. Great. Thank you so much. I want to introduce myself. David, always good to see you. I'm Kathy Terrell. I've been selling on eBay for well over 15 years. I started very casually. So if you're a small seller or a new seller, welcome. I started very casually, just selling odds and ends from around my home. I needed to be home to take care of my mom because she was in failing health. And my focus for several years was completely on taking care of my mom and things I needed to do for that as far as doctor's appointments. She was in and out of the hospital a lot. So eBay was great because it was very flexible and I could do it around mom. So it was like the perfect solution for me. Then after she passed, what I looked at was, well, what do I want to be doing full time? And I realized that I loved eBay selling. So had a nice chat with my husband and decided to grow and scale my business. And that's what I've done. I've got over 25 years of brick and mortar experience, so I know a lot about retail. And in addition to that, I sold on QVC Shopping Channel for over 6 years as a product presenter. So what I do is I take my retail experience and QVC is fascinating and a really extensive training you go through because what you're doing is you're selling something on camera. So you're having to sell a physical, tangible product that your customers are not touching or smelling, and you're having to convey what it is to them in film. And if you think about it, for us as sellers, that's what we're doing. We have a two-dimensional way to communicate, which is we're showing them with pictures and with text of what this item is. So I combine my retail, I combine my QVC. I'm trained as an eBay education specialist, and I bring that all to you with great actionable tips to help your eBay selling. And what my specialty is getting you found in eBay search. You can have the greatest product. I have my lovely pink eBay shirt on here. So you can have a fantastic eBay pink t-shirt, which you would think would be incredibly desirable. And the way search is right now is there's certain things that you're going to want to do for your item to get found in search. The better you place in search, what you'll typically find is your items sell faster and they also sell for a better price. And if you go to my YouTube channel, Kathy Terrell YouTube, I have tons of YouTubes to help you with that, with how to optimize a listing so you get really good placement and you're going to get things sold faster and for a better price. But what I want to talk about today is what sets winning sellers apart. I know when I first started selling on eBay and I'd be looking at different sellers, and then you pick people where you like their style and you like their success. We all want to follow sellers that are successful sellers. They're making money selling. It's a wonderful lifestyle for them. You just like their style. You're like, oh, I'm going to be following that seller. And I started to think about my grandson. And my grandson loves to skate. Ever since he was little, I mean, at 3 years old, he was on the ice. For whatever reason, this child loves to skate. And one of his cousins is a big skater, and I've got a feeling that may have something to do with it. But I remember when he first started to skate, if you've never had a child or a relative or a friend learn how to skate, what they do is, or at least the league that he's in, they put them, it's like a walker. It reminded me a lot of a walker that you're leaning on and skating so the kids aren't constantly falling over. So they're leaning on this walker as they're learning to skate. And then eventually they wean them off the walker onto cones. So then they're leaning on these cones as they're skating. And then eventually they pull the cone off them, sort of similar to training wheels on a bike. And they're skating. And when they pull the cone, there's a lot of falling. Now the kids are very well padded. Realize too, this is like a 3-year-old, so they're falling maybe a foot, foot and a half. But literally, it's skate, skate, fall, get up, skate, 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 maybe 3 or 4 times fall, get up. And I remember watching videos of him from his parents. I mean, literally, just falling over and up, getting back up, getting back up, getting back up. And I don't know about you learning how to bike ride. I remember that, you're wobble, 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 they pull the training wheels off. But the thing that's remarkable, and again, this is a child that loves to skate, is now 3 years later, because now he's 6 years old, he's flying down the ice. But he went through the period of skate, skate, fall, skate, skate, fall, skate, skate, fall. I mean, every now and then I'll see him fall, but usually because he's taking an edge really sharply or he just loses his balance. And it made me think about eBay selling. And this is certainly true whether you're new to eBay, more intermediate seller, or an advanced seller, is oftentimes I'll see people, again, this is true at all levels. And I was thinking of a seller that I see regularly in one of my groups, very, very sweet seller. They're always asking the same question. And I'm thinking, I mean, this is for years asking the same question. Now, again, sometimes you have to hear something 5 times, 6 times, 10 times, before you do it, before you learn it. I totally get that because I'm a slow learner. It takes me a long time to learn something. But listening to this person, what I realize is they're not doing it. They're getting the information, like with Jackson, they're being told skate, but they're not skating. So they're getting the information. You probably know people like this. You're studying whatever it is. So you're studying it, you're analyzing it, right? You're watching tennis, you're watching skating, but you never actually pick up a racket. You never actually put the skates on. And for this person, they were never listing in that category. And I'm going, what the way you learn how to sell on eBay? List. I say this over and over again. I mean, again, I have a group on Facebook for newer sellers, eBay Selling Basics, nothing but selling basics. Everybody's lifestyle is different. Sometimes, you want to study, which is very good. You want to learn the policies of eBay, very good. Then list, okay? Is if you are sitting there, and this happens sometimes, I'll talk to people, they're studying it for 6 months, 8 months because they're scared. And this can be true of intermediate and advanced sellers. So we're not scared of listing because we are listing, but we might be scared of something else. Perhaps I'm scared of promoted listings. I'm scared to increase my rate on promoted listings, or I'm scared to decrease my rate on promoted listings, or I'm scared to try Pinterest. I'm scared to try a Facebook ad. There's always something where I'm going, I haven't done that before, or I did it once and it didn't work out well. So I'm not sure I want to do it again. I wanted to say was, again, most of us have had young children in our lives. Either it's our kids or it's a niece or a nephew, or, the kid next door is, remember kids when they're learning to walk. And that's why Jackson learning to skate was so vivid. But it's the same thing with walking, right? They walk, 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 fall, walk, walk, fall, walk, fall. But they keep getting back up. The greatest characteristic of winning sellers is they step out. I was thinking the Winston Churchill quote. I actually wrote this down. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Okay? Try it, right? Try it. You haven't listed in this category before. You've never sold men's sneakers. All of a sudden you have some men's sneakers. You try it. You put the listing up, right? Your pictures aren't the greatest. You do the best you can. The great thing with eBay now is we have the background whiteout tool on the app, which is fantastic. I love it. I was using it the other day. I'm like, this is great. In fact, if you don't do this for the white, so eBay on the app, Apple and on Android, you can now, in the picture part of the app, when you're putting your pictures up, you can tap it and you can white out the background. So what I'll do is, because I work on a computer, I do my listing, I launch it, and then you wait about 4 minutes, and then you can pull it up on the app. I pull it up on the app, I click edit, I go to the picture, and I only do the first picture. If it's an expensive listing, I'll do all the pictures. but it's worth it to do on your first picture because it really helps your listing pop. And I tap it and I white out on that first picture, which is called your hero image, by the way, in case you hear that term thrown around. Done. Your listing looks incredibly fabulous, and particularly things that are like $9.99, $14.99. It's absolutely worth it to get that first picture to pop. If you want to go through and do all your pictures, great. But particularly on lower ticket items, it's good to go fast and just to get things up and not spend an hour on a $9.99 free shipping item. But that's what I want to say is you step out, and whatever it is, right? I'm going to date this because it's October 19th, 2020. There's a lot of item specific updates. It takes time. It's okay. You do a chunk at a time. You want to try promoted listings? Good, try it. You don't get charged unless they direct click on the item. It has to be a direct sale. So don't be scared when you see those percentages that are going on. To get charged the percentage, they have to click on the item from a promoted position on eBay. So eBay has to be promoting it. It'll say sponsored on it. The person sees it, they click it, and they buy that item, the exact item that they clicked on within 30 days, then you're charged the promoted listing fee. But if it gets me more views, if it gets my item in front of more people, so I get more clicks, so it sells faster, it's totally worth giving eBay, whatever percentage I've agreed to. But that's what I want to encourage you, because if you're somebody where, you've put off something, and again, a little bit of hesitation is fine. We all go through that. But I'll hear people that's like, they're scared to list. It's list. This is how you learn. It's okay. And if you have people around you that are hypercritical and like you put the listing up and they're like, woo, and they're like ripping it apart, there's a way, especially when people are new, that you go in and you encourage them and you give them a few things to tweak on. But you know what? Get listing. The listing is what's going to get the item sold. Then for the intermediate advanced sellers, really take a look at promoted listings. You really start to drill down, really take a look at your title. Make sure you're doing 75 to 80 characters, okay? Look at the quality of your keywords. That's the terms that you're using in your title. Are you leading with the most important keywords? Really take a look at the item specifics. They are constantly updated. They are well worth taking a look at. In fact, I updated something the other day and it literally sold like within 24 hours. So those item specifics, that's food for the eBay search engine. You really want to stay on top of that because it's really going to help your items to get sold. But what I wanted to say is don't let perfection stop you. And it can for all of us. You look at somebody and you're like, oh, their listings are so gorgeous. Okay. They have gorgeous listings, but yours can sell too. You do the best you can. You'll look at somebody's, Facebook business post. It's like, oh, they have the most gorgeous graphics. But how did they get there? It didn't just happen. And again, some people are extremely artistic and they make beautiful graphics, but you can make great graphics too. Canva, C-A-N-V-A, is free. It is super easy. They even have pre-formed, pre-filled templates. You can just switch things around. It's drag and drop. Boom, you've got a gorgeous graphic and it's up on social media. And the way you learn social media is you do social media and then you go and change your analytics. And the last thing I wanted to say, because perfection is the enemy of progress, this is another thing I'll hear. Well, I only have 15 minutes. I only have 30 minutes. I only have 5 minutes. Literally, if that's your life, it is mine. I mean, a lot of times I literally only have like 15-minute chunks like throughout the day around appointments. Is you keep a running list. I actually have a list. Things you can do like in under 5 minutes. I can pin from one board to another on Pinterest in under 5 minutes. I can check my customer service messages on eBay in under 5 minutes, okay? I can go in and update a few item specifics in under 5 minutes. I've got 15 minutes. Maybe that's getting a listing up because I already have pictures done, okay? Half an hour. I can probably take a bunch of pictures. So again, if your life is all about small chunks, and often it is, I know when I was taking care of my mom, it was very much 15-minute chunks. I very rarely had 2 or 3 hours in a row free. If you do, yay. Is, again, don't let that defeat you. You have, home care situation. You have elder care for a lot of people right now. They've got kids at home with the homeschooling going on. There's always something. That's what I want to say. There's always something. Okay. It's kids at home. It's elder care. It's bad weather. It's inventory sourcing issue. It's all of a sudden something on social media was really working well. It wasn't working really well. I have a wholesale source that I use for some products. All of a sudden, I went to buy something the other day. They were sold out. I was like, ah! I was like, oh no! It's like, I need this item. There's always something. Winning sellers, don't let it stop them. I remember a very dear friend whose husband got very, very ill, and she needed to step in and do a lot of care for her husband, a lot of going to physical therapy, a lot of doctor's appointments. And if I remember correctly, there was even one point where she put her store on vacation and blocked the listings. I mean, she could not do anything. It was like, I can't list, I can't ship. I need to totally focus on my husband right now. That's fine. That's why we have an eBay business, so that we have that kind of flexibility. A very sick child, a very sick parent. Um, Catastrophic things can happen as far as weather. I mean, things like this happen, but you deal with it. And I'm not saying it's not hard. Please, I went through Superstorm Sandy here. My mother was very ill for 4 years. I mean, there was days where I could literally just get my mail done and that was it. I couldn't list. I couldn't do anything else. And that was back in the days where you had to go stand online at the post office. It's fine. Whatever you're going through is fine. It's fine. Like for my friend where they put the store on vacation with everything blocked. Things like that are going to happen. And then as her husband got better, then she planned on when she was going to be ready to open her store back up. Things are going to, but we go with it. Go, okay, this is what's happening. What can I do? My life right now, I only have 15-minute chunks. Good. Then I need to figure out how I can list and how I can ship in 15-minute chunks. Okay? Don't go, oh, I can't sell on eBay because I only have 15-minute chunks. No. For a lot of us, welcome to eBay selling, right? Welcome to our lives. And you keep lists of what I can do in 15 minutes, what I can do in half an hour. And don't get because I'll do this because I love writing lists. Don't get so busy with the list that you never get to doing the task, right? It's great to be organized, but be organized enough to get it done. So remember, perfection is the enemy of progress. It's fine to do things in small chunks. Winning sellers, what they have in common is do it. And you may do it imperfectly. In fact, most of the time it's going to be imperfect, but you do the best you can and you're going to learn. It's going to get better. You're like, oh, and look at who you surround yourself with. If you have people that are like nitpickers and they're totally shredding everything you do, you might want to take a look at bringing some more supportive people in. Certainly, you don't want people that when you put up a really dreadful listing, say, oh, that's so wonderful. But in any listing, there's always something in it that is praiseworthy. It could be just that you got the listing up. Yay, good. Now let's take a look at the title. Let's take a look at the pictures, maybe do a little social media. But there's always something praiseworthy. It could be just a really cool item. And now we just got to figure out how to describe it so you get found in search. But it's always doable. Don't give up. If you only have 5 minutes a day for eBay, you can totally do it. That's probably like one quick listing. There's, certain things you're not going to be sourcing because you just don't have the time for research and everything. And that's fine because that's where you are. And do the best you can. The winning sellers that I see, the ones that are still here after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, are the ones who just kept jumping back in. Like with Jackson when he would fall, they'd fall and get back up. And they fall and just keep going and going and going. Sellers that I see that fall by the wayside is just, I'm trying to think how I say this in a nice way, I call them the shooting stars. They're like all in and all in, they're doing eBay like, I don't even know how to describe it, like 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. And again, depending on the season in your life, it's not sustainable. It's that whole thing of like you're running a marathon, or like with Jackson, we're trying to learn how to walk, is You do it in chunks, you do it in pieces. Is this doable? Is this sustainable? Can I do this and do my life? And everybody's going to be different. You have a lot of kids, you don't have as many kids. You have a lot of pets, you don't have a lot of pets. You have a partner, you don't have a partner. Different parts of the country. Some of us have a lot more challenges with the postal system. Some of it's less challenges with the postal system. Some of us have great local inventory sources. Some of us don't have great local inventory sources. Everybody's business is different. But the winning sellers, again, like my grandson, know how to get up and keep going and get up and keep going and get up and keep going and make it fit your life. It gets very tempting sometimes to compare ourselves to each other. You're like, oh, I want to be like her. Oh, I want to be like him. Or only, I remember particularly on inventory sourcing, because there's just certain things that I'm in New York City that they're just not in New York City, right? We don't have the church sales with the brown bags where you get like 80 things in a bag for $1. It doesn't happen in New York. But what we do have, and obviously things have changed a bit, is retail. We have a ton of stores and they run sales all the time. So New York City, and perhaps if you're in a city, is great for retail arbitrage. Okay. So I would say grow where you're planted. Find out what the really good inventory is for your area. And again, remember, you fall, you get up, you fall, you get up, you fall, you get up. 15-minute chunks, totally great. And that we're always learning. That was one other thing I was thinking of, because I was looking at somebody, different industry, another group that I'm in, more of an e-commerce thing. And this person is incredibly good at what they do, but they're stuck. And the reason they're stuck is because they've been at it for a very long time and they are unteachable. They think they know it all. They won't listen to anybody. They've got all the answers. And that's not a good idea. I don't know about you. I was in 2 webinars today. I am always in a webinar. I'm always listening. I'm always learning. And I learn from new sellers because of the questions that you ask or things that you bring to the table. And I learn from my very experienced seller friends. And that's what I wanted to offer you. I have a free guide. It's on my website, ilovetobeselling.com. And it is the fall and winter essential products guide. It's like 15 to 20 pages. It is absolutely free. And all you got to do is hop on my website, ilovetobeselling.com, and grab it. And no matter how experienced you are or inexperienced, I think you're going to love it. Because what I did was I actually brainstormed with several seller friends, and we were just coming up with lists of things that sell in the fall and winter. And certainly some things sell year round, like Christmas, but there tends to be a seasonal thing, even if you're shipping internationally. And oftentimes what happens is you may have only sold in certain categories or only sourced certain things because that's what you're used to. That's what you know. And what was great was putting my heads together with these other sellers was coming up with all these ideas for things that sell in fall and winter. And again, because you may not have sold it, or it may be something that your friends and family members don't shop for, you're like, oh, well, I never thought of that, right? Is grab it because it'll give you lots and lots of ideas. And again, you'll read through and you'll go, oh, there's nothing like that around here. Great. Keep going. It's like 15 pages. You've got plenty of ideas. It is absolutely free. So hop over to my website, ilovetobeselling.com. Grab your copy of Fall Winter Essential Products Guide. But that's the big thing I wanted to say is just don't give up. Every little bit counts. I mean, truly, I go, wow, over 15 years of selling on eBay. It's like, where did the time go? Right. And I remember days, particularly with mom, because she was very, very ill at the end, of literally, I could get my sales out the door and that was it. It was fine. That's what I could do. And then other periods of time where I might have had bigger chunks of time to like take a big workshop, really go one-on-one. Back when we had eBay opens, you're spending all day in workshops and all day talking to staff and other sellers. So there's just like a ton of information coming at you. But the winning sellers, they stay teachable, they jump in, they try new things. What's the worst thing that'll happen? It doesn't sell. Right? The worst thing that'll happen when you post on Facebook, nobody likes it or comments on it. That's okay, because you know what? You learn and you keep going. and surround yourself with positive, supportive, but people that'll go, you know what, that really isn't the greatest. Maybe we can do a little something to like tweak this and help this. You want that kind of people, but you don't want people that just slash and are negative and attacking. You don't need that. You just don't. You grow by being nurtured. Again, back with Jackson, you grow by the people encouraging and saying, come on, Jackson, you can do it. You know how you are with a little kid, get back up. Come on, you can do it. And that's what we are with each other. And that's what I am for you. So I'm Kathy, and I love to be selling. Bye-bye, everybody.